Hey guys, you know me. I'm kind of obsessive about things, especially when I'm going to be purchasing things. Stop that. I'm not obsessive, I'm detail oriented. Now, I was looking for a lighting kit. Thomas and I, we've got fairly non-unique requirements. We want to be able to shoot indoors and outdoors. We want to shoot in natural lighting and supplemented lighting. Even when we're shooting indoors, a lot of the places that we're shooting have gigantic windows. Now the flagship product of the Linco lineup is this new system called the Flora fluorescent lighting system. It's a lighting kit that is all daylight balanced fluorescent lights, and some people have already reviewed it on various sites. Me, I want to show you something different. I'm going to tear into all this stuff, make sure I got what I needed, and then I'm going to actually show you the difference between me lighting like this and me lighting with the actual Flora system. So my hope is that that you'll like what you see, and that more importantly, I'll like what I see, because I didn't get paid for this. I experimented on Linco and on their Flora lighting system with my own hard-earned cash. Alright, we're going to tear open the first box right here and we're going to see what's in these bad boys. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Alright, very important to note. These are not ordinary bulbs like what you would buy at Home Depot. These bulbs can travel through time. No, actually that's not true. But one of the things that they can do is they can give you flicker-free fluorescent lighting. Now the difference between bulbs that you would just get if you just went to Home Depot and bought like a fluorescent floodlight and these bulbs, two things actually. The first thing is these are actually corrected for daylight. So these are made to be mixed with sunlight. The other thing is the lights you're going to get at a hardware store or local department store are not going to be flicker free. And what makes these flicker free is they have built-in ballasts that actually operate at the proper frequency so that you can get flicker free light. In reality, the light isn't completely flicker free. However, it's flicker free enough to where you're not going to pick it up on video, and that's important. All right, go to the next box here. This is the lighting stand. Comes pre-packed in the bag. Let's see what's in the bag. Lighting stands. This is actually really nice. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't expecting the metal to be as durable as it is. I'm not going to start wailing on things in the house because I'm pretty sure they will break before the stand will. But the metal seems like it's pretty solid. There's definitely more weight to the stand than I expected there to be. I don't know if you can actually make it out, but it says right on the stand that it comes with a 3-year warranty. So the knobs are plastic, but they seem to be fairly solid. Alright, so behind me you can see all the gear that I've unloaded so far. I got 4 light stands. I got a 5th one that's actually a boom arm light stand. That's really nice for when you want to get light up and over somebody or maybe behind somebody, but you don't want to have somebody standing there for 5 hours holding the thing. To the other side of me, I've got 30 of those daylight shifted photography and video lights. I've got a 30-pound weight bag for the boom arm. It's kind of to hold the counterweight. A white muslin cloth. It's a 10 by 20 backdrop, which will allow me to do a lot more of those white, blown out, really nice looking shots that I was previously just doing with my dining room wall there. And the last thing that I have to open up is the Flora lighting set itself. So let's see what it looks like. So here we go. Wow, that's pretty neat. Check that out. Even the plastic, even the foam has Linco in the foam. That's pretty darn slick. I gotta hand it to them. In terms of branding, these guys have done a fantastic job. Ooh, this is nice. Check it out. It's a dual zipper design. And there's all your gear ready to go. That's pretty nice. Okay, this actually has 3 Flora heads in it. So if I pull one of these out, I'm not going to fall for the little trick thing. This is actually quite slippery. This foam thing that everybody complains about, that actually is quite slippery. I could see somebody dropping one of these. But that's the Flora system. It looks like a flower. It's pretty neat. So if you want to look at the back here, we've got 2 switches, so you can basically either have full power or half power. It's got a fuse back there that may or may not need replacing at some point. Gotta be honest, this seems like it's a pretty solid material. Does come with extra fuses, so if you find yourself on location and you blow a fuse, they got you covered. That's pretty nice. This must be the soft box. Yeah. The material for the soft box actually seems pretty solid. Seems pretty good. I was expecting it to be, you know, maybe thinner and rattier, but this is actually pretty decently thick. The soft box is pretty much bigger than me. Which doesn't take much, but still, that's actually quite impressive. The radius of this thing is actually pretty good. You notice that the inside is silver. For the friends of mine that aren't up with video, the reason for this is basically the softbox's job is, if you notice the back of it's totally black. The softbox's job is to basically concentrate light and push it forward. So you can get some nice, full, soft, but very, very powerful focus light out of a softbox. Now, in order to take this thing down, I think you have to just push that clip in there, folds back up, and you just stuff it back in your bag. Very, very nice. I'm impressed. Now, one of the things that I want to be sure to cover is the fact that obviously I went nuts. One thing that every company should be graded on is the quality of its support. I placed this order not on the internet, but over the phone. I saw the product on the internet, I liked it. I did have a few questions in terms of whether or not I saw most of the reviewers and people that were talking about it tended to be photography people, so I wanted to make sure that if I'm spending all my money on this kit, is it going to work for video lighting? The customer service representatives that I spoke to, spoke to 2 different folks on separate occasions, one to place my order and then the other to check on the status of my order. They were both very courteous, they were both very kind. Very, very helpful, certainly customer focused. If you're going to buy a lighting kit from anybody, if you're going to invest more than $1,000 in a lighting kit, I strongly encourage you to get it from a company that if you dial the phone number on the Contact Us page, somebody actually answers it. The Linco representatives answered on the second ring, both times. Second time I actually got a guy that was just on his way out the door, and he said, hang on a second, let me boot up my computer and I'll be right with you. Now that's service. That's amazing. And these guys, Linco, you've hired some really good people. I hope that you appreciate, you know, how good that these people are, and know that because they are so courteous and they are so kind, that's what landed my sale. Another thing I want to say is that I am very surprised, actually, at the build quality of a lot of these things. I mean, these stands You could kill somebody with this stand. Maybe I'll make a video of that. Never mind. But these are really solid stands. They actually did a video, and I thought it was kind of a silly video, but now I can see exactly how on the mark that video was. There's a video out there, this video, right here. This guy, I think he works for Linco. He takes some competitor's stand and he takes their stand and he smashes them together, and it does not surprise me now that these stands don't have a scratch and that the other one is totally decimated. These are really solid stands. The stand cases, as I showed you earlier, they have actually a two-bag system, so you can actually carry one stand in one inner bag and then another stand in the outer bag, and it prevents you from actually, you know, tearing up, scratching up your stands. The handles are plastic, I'm not gonna lie, but they did seem like a fairly durable, solid plastic. You're gonna be seeing videos from me for like the next 8 million years, so trust me, if I break one of these things, you'll be the first to know. That's it. I'm gonna actually set these up now and give you guys what I know I was really hoping to see in all those other reviews, which was, what do these lights actually look like when you're using them to light your shots. I apologize for the jarring jump cut. As you can clearly see, I am no longer in my dining room in Utica. I'm now in my dining room in California. Yeah. In addition to these lights being able to let you travel through time, we're now in the future, about a year. They also teleport you across the globe. Again, none of that is true. I have moved to California, however. The sun is in the process of setting, but it's still giving us quite a bit of light out back. In order to make it so that I'm not a blacked out mess, basically I have two Flora fluorescent lights, one to my left and one to my right. And to give you an idea of the power of these bulbs, I only have one bulb in each. Yeah, so they both support banks of 6. I've only got one in each, so I got 285 watters. And as you can see, that is enough light to keep me well and evenly lit, in spite of the fact that I'm competing a bit with the sun behind me. You can see the reflection of the light in the window. Guys, it's not that kind of a review, okay? I want to make it very clear and obvious that I am actually using the Linco product here. And as you can see, I'm fairly well lit. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, just so you can get kind of a feel for the power and what these lights are bringing into play in this particular shot, I'm going to turn one of them off. This is what I look like with only one of the lights going. Already you can start to see I'm starting to darken up quite a bit, getting a bit lost in the shadow over here, with the outside being far brighter than what's actually indoors. I'm going to go ahead and shut off the other light now. All right, now this is me trying to compete with the sun. All right, God, you win. So with no lights, this is basically what you could expect to get out of an indoor shot such as this. Fire the lights back up. Linco actually has a new system. I don't remember what they call it, but basically the main difference is that they have receivers in the light heads, and there's a remote that they have that you can actually click on and off the lights. That would be really sweet. I don't have it. I would love to have one to review. Linco, if you're watching this, hint, hint. I have the camera in TV mode. It is set at 1/60. The camera, because it's a prosumer consumer camcorder. It's choosing the aperture and the ISO for me. I don't really have a choice in that. But we're 1/60 and custom white balance based on that wall right there. And so you should see everything is really nice and white. There's no, the light is soft and evenly distributed. There's not really a whole lot of harshness. The shadows are all soft. So not any issues where if I step out in here where the flesh tones kind of meet the sunlight and everything. If we were to use a mixed lighting source, sometimes with certain lenses you'd see chromatic aberration and different problems like that. Camera's having absolutely no trouble soaking up the light. It's indistinguishable to this particular camera from the actual sunlight that we're seeing outside. You'll see behind me there are pink houses behind me. They still look pink. You see a white fence behind me, although it's kind of a dirty white fence. It should look like a dirty white fence on the footage. So no issues there whatsoever. Also, for the last year, I've been basically taking these lights with me all over the place. Some of you don't know, but I actually have a, well, it's not really a vlog. It's more like a midlife crisis. But anyway, I've been filming my midlife crisis basically using these everywhere. There's a scene, the opening shot for the web series begins in my living room, and that's actually being lit by two Flora fluorescent lights, one at the left and one at the right. Each one of them has, I think, a bank of 3 that we're using in that particular scenario. I can tell you the difference between that shot and another shot from the same episode that we did upstairs, where we thought, we can get by with the lighting that's upstairs. There were just some regular cheap Home Depot fluorescent bulbs that I had in a light fixture. In the LCD, it looked like the camera could handle it just fine. When I sat down and post, I really wish that I'd used the Lincos. So other things that I've used it for, recently I helped the awesome and excellent director Jeff Burns with a film project of his own. He's got a web series that's out on Coldcast, YouTube, and Blip. It's called Super Knocked Up. And I'm going to let you Google that one for yourself, and you tell me whether or not it's a porno. Okay? superknockedup.com. So, but yeah, we used one of these actually for an episode of that. Now, the reason that we only used one is because I was actually a director of photography on episodes 4 and 5, portions of episode 4 and 5. Basically, you know, when things kind of get ridiculous and over the top special effects wise, that was the stuff I filmed. Also did the special effects. Anyway, the lighting tech on that particular shoot had a really nice kit. I don't remember what the brand was, but he had a 5-point lighting system, and we did some green screen shots for some news footage, newsroom style cinematography, and he was short just one key light, and so we basically took a Linco softbox, I filled up the whole entire bank, so all 6 of them going, and I think even though I had all 6 loaded, we only had to use 3. So we only used it at half power, and it was just what we needed to bring the talent out from the background, so, and to cancel out the spill that we were getting from the green screen. Another thing that we used it for was we had a very cramped shoot in a galley kitchen. It was very, very narrow, very difficult to get lights in there exactly where you needed them. And we needed to get a light up and kind of underneath the talent because there was too much shadow on the chin area and on the chest and torso area. And so in order to fill the light where we needed it, it actually was very beneficial. We took the boom, and instead of using the boom to put the light up and over the talent, we actually used it to put it under the talent. So, and again, we actually in that case just used a single Flora head single light, didn't even put together the softbox. So it was just the light sitting in the head, sitting on the stand, and turned out to be all that we needed. I actually had all my gear packed up in these cases, chucked into the back of a moving van, and moved all the way across country. They didn't even bother to repack any of the stuff because that's how confident they and I were that the gear would be fine in the cases. One of the things that I have noticed over time is that this particular, the double zipper thing, as awesome as it is and as easy as it is to unzip stuff, you really do have to be careful when you zip stuff back. You kind of got to baby it. You can't just whip it, back closed, because you will break the zipper if you do that. I haven't broken on the two cases that I have. I've yet to break the zippers, but you got to baby them. So ripping them open, don't worry about it. When you bring them closed, you got to grab both zippers, and you can kind of see they catch a little bit. So I can totally live with that. That's absolutely a livable defect. All right, the sun is set, and as you can see, with one bulb in each softbox, I still have plenty of light to continue shooting. These lights, the output, the quality of the build construction, overall presentation of the materials and of the packaging, you're not going to find a better lighting kit than the one that Linco's put together at the price that Linco's offering it. So to wrap up the review, after a year of shooting with these things and taking them all over the place, would I buy them again? Yes. Do I have any regrets? No. This is a solid piece of kit that you're going to not have to be embarrassed to bring with you on set. So if you're just getting into filming and you're looking for some solid lights, highly recommend one of the Linco kits. If you're been shooting for a while and you're looking to retire the Home Depot potluck of lights, it's about time. Throw those other lights in the garbage and get the real deal. So this is Dash V, and this is not a vlog. This is just one of my lame attempts at a product review.